And we are back. Welcome to week 3 of the LSS Season 2. We are hopping into the first game of the day, Glacial Esports versus McMaster University, and I cannot wait to see how this game is going to play out.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into the action as we see a 5-man blue unit. That's Glacial in the blue jerseys here, running top lane, looking for some cheese. And if we don't get into any action soon, I was going to talk about the top lane matchup, but let's see what
Nah, we're
happens
getting in action right
here.
away. This is what I like.
Going to start with a Pantheon leap here. Can he get the leap? Will he flash for it? You could trade flashes on the set.
And he
He
does
will.
flash.
Set will go ahead and flash. Time that and return to top. Could be a potential gank setup.
Is that flash for flash worth? I mean, you are trading the jungler's flash for top lane, so maybe, like you said, that's now a good gank setup in the top lane early on. They time that flash, and they
I
just know they have a guaranteed pick on set if he doesn't play carefully.
Yeah, it's all about how you cash it out, right?
Yeah.
The investment of flash for flash, it really depends on the execution over the next 5 minutes. I think if both flashes come back up, it's actually good for the set because Pantheon, I think, as a jungler who might on the spot need to show up to a situation, that guy's gonna need his flash. But yeah, like I said, if it pays off and they go grab that set, it will be worth in the end. And in the top lane, we have a set into Kled matchup, which is fighter versus fighter, right? It's not
Hmm.
the tank matchups that we sometimes see as snooze fest. I went ahead and looked this matchup up during that quick break we had, and it appears to be set favored. And so we'll have to keep tabs on how the lane goes and if Pantheon will want to disrupt this.
Yeah, I would like, I like Kled as a champion, so I would like to see some spicy Kled plays coming out
Hmm.
here. I'm excited for that. Set right now is just really strong. I was watching some gameplay yesterday, and saw some wild set stuff going on. Huge shields, big turnarounds that looked like guaranteed kills that ended up not being kills and actually being, swapped back.
Yeah.
And oh man, that champion, it throws me off guard so hard.
Oh, definitely. And even these teams, even at this level, because a good set can really find the angles to get those ultis into big stun combos. And then when you go and try to answer with DPS, he drops fast shield and true damage across your entire team. So really, in my opinion, it's all about the set player and his experience on the champion and the proficiency there.
Yeah, most definitely.
An average set will produce, but a great set can win you the whole game with one nice setup combo.
So we just see some casual lane trading going on here. If we take a look at the farm, everyone doing pretty good so far. It looks like the junglers.
Yeah, here's
Okay,
the
we see
return.
this gank.
No flash on the set, so I don't see a way out. He's gonna drop that W, get a nice big shield, do some damage back. But Kleb will drop mini, shoot him with his pistol, and that's first blood. So try
That's
to
what I'm
answer
talking
your
about.
question.
Yeah.
That is worth. So nice plays from Glacial Esports with the 5-man topside invade into a 4-camp topside from Pantheon. This looks well designed as a play, and that's a good way to get your
Yeah,
side
it
ahead.
really is. If you really look back as if you're trying to analyze the plays that just took place, you think about their strategy going into that top lane right there, getting that flash actually guarantees that kill early, and now hopefully it can help snowball them into this game through top lane.
See a 2v2 that starts right as Glacial is hitting 3. So it might have been a bit more than McMaster's wanted to chew. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just the AD. So yeah, positive trade for McMaster's in the bot lane. We got to see some of that Aphelios action. Look to see if he can build a CS lead on the Kaisa.
Yeah, I think if I'm Kaisa here, I really don't want to 2v2 in this lane for a while until I get some items, get level 6. Then maybe I'm looking to trade. But even though I have Leona, I kind of just the plan would be to just kind of hang out and chill, get my CS, play with the team for objectives.
I think so. This could have been maybe an all-in. We see Wax Chimoni taking Kled down into mini, but if you're a top laner, you know that. Wait a second, we have a 2v2 in the mid lane. Lilia gonna flash away from the duo of Glacier as the McMaster's University mid laner Venerated hits a nice. Wait a second,
Oh
it's a
no.
1v1 in the top lane. That's a solo kill for Wax Chimoni on the set. The payback.
Man,
1-2.
Kled really, really doesn't want to die there in that scenario. They just picked up a kill on set. You want to keep that lead. That play that happened at level 1, getting that flash, you kind of just threw it all in the toilet.
I could agree. I think the mistake the club player made was not recalling when he had a crash after the first kill. If I'm not mistaken, he wasn't on this serrated Dirk when that went down. But we'll see the Pantheon visiting the Syndra, who cleanses early and now has to
I
flash.
think they're gonna get it.
And that's a
Nice, and he
foul.
does get the kill. Goes over to the Heimerdinger.
Coach
Nice.
Coma is his name, by the way. Shout out to Coma, one of the GOAT coaches that was Faker's coach on SKT when they won all those championships.
Damn,
Coach
that's
Coma.
really him too,
Yeah,
probably.
he moved to
Wow.
America
Yeah, free games.
to play in this. And now he's insane on this Heimerdinger. So I think he could carry. Obviously, he understands macro at a deeper level than us both put together. So we cannot criticize the Heimerdinger
Yeah, not
whatsoever
once
this
this whole
game.
entire
Yeah.
game. Heimerdinger, you're getting away with whatever you want. We won't criticize a damn thing you do.
And you can tell how beautifully he's now pushing the mid wave after that kill.
Yeah.
Wow, Coma.
So this second pause here in a row, I don't know if we have some DC issues. So we're just kind of hang out, talk about what we've seen so far. We could take a look at items here and see that this Heimerdinger still hasn't gotten his back off. So I would say he should be looking for that when he crashes this wave in the mid lane.
For sure. And if he were to get his book on this recall, that
Big,
is massive
big time stuff.
for the mid lane. That is how you win mid lane. You get super early book, and then you are very, very happy. Another thing to point out, look at the CS numbers in the jungle. Lilia's up about 20, but Pantheon with those 2 assists, this
Yeah.
is to be expected in this matchup. Pantheon is a gank-heavy jungler who wants to get his laners ahead so that they can snowball while he focuses objectives, whereas Lilia wants to farm camps extremely quickly, get high level, get one item. She spikes really hard at 1, extremely hard at 2, and then it's really up to the Lilia player from that point on.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's something we've seen quite frequently with Lilia is that if I'm so I don't you probably know better than I do, but does she take camps and farm really well in the early game? Because
Yeah,
we've seen this in previous games that the Lilia just gets that CS lead, and then she comes around at level 6 and just does a lot of damage,
yeah,
and it's unexpected. You think when you haven't seen her for a while, the champion is a little bit misleading because
right.
she doesn't necessarily do that much damage opening up, but if she gets that sleep on you, you're getting that burn. It just does a massive amount of damage. And not only that, but you could be doing a lot of damage to multiple members on a team in a team fight with Lilia.
Definitely. And yeah, Lilia is a very fast camp clearer. I don't know how her like level 1 clear is compared to other junglers. I haven't played much of the champ, but we can see here her CS numbers are higher than all of her laners at this point. She is 6 while Pantheon is 5. So
And
the
she's soloing Dragon right now. Actually, will this get sussed out? We see Pantheon kind of making his way over, but is he looking for the bot lane gank, or is he curious to see what's going on at Dragon?
Yeah, I mean, the wave's in a decent spot. We see McMaster's bot lane backing up. They're going to say, hey, Pantheon's here. So I think they just want Drake and they want to get out of this situation.
Heimerdinger's here
Pantheon's
as well.
done, comes in, the Unite drops, but the Thresh hook drags him under turret, and they'll go ahead and take that kill now.
Oh man! And then Heimerdinger just catching Lilia on her way to help that play. They didn't even know he was there, and he just one shots her from the bush.
Coma, you beast. And that's why you draft the Heimerdinger. I know from experience if you get hit by that grenade, it's going to hurt because that W is guaranteed. And that's what we saw happen to the Lilia. But she did get the Drake there. And thanks to a really nice hook by KVB. Wait a second. A 1v1 in the top lane. I didn't
We
even
missed
see what
completely
happened.
what happened. We only saw the tail end of that play, but as soon as we
Thanks,
saw
Red.
it, Kled was already about 25% HP and full HP set just one shot him. So I don't know what happened previously to set that play up, but now Kled 1 and 2 gonna fall behind and farm here. Set is, I think he's gonna be at a point where he's starting to take off into this game. I'm assuming he's gonna go for first item Bork, but now we see a 2v2 potential.
Yeah, Heimer up in the top lane. Heimer's not the explosive champion that really roams to a lane and makes a big impact. He likes to set up in a lane. So I wonder if he'll take control top himself or just run back to mid. It probably just run back
It's
to.
hard to say because Heimerdinger at first look you always think okay he has to be set up to make plays, but if he has ulti, so he has ulti right now with one of those bouncing grenades
That's right.
or rockets, you could do a lot of damage without having to set up turrets on a gank or, have that long range stun as
Let's
it bounces into
wait
lane.
a second, Chad. I think we're gonna see. We see the bounce. The grenade will hit the slow. The Kled ulti comes in. The chain will land. Syndra ulti goes down on the Kled, but it's only gonna get a mini until he drops turret aggro, and that's a 1-for-0 so far. Leona here to back it up. We
Do they
see the sleep
dive?
come out from Lilia. I'm sorry, what?
Okay. I was gonna say, do they dive? Leona showing up. She does. Okay, she does not have ulti. Oh, she does have ulti right now. So I was thinking maybe they would dive there, but maybe she knew Thresh was coming up through river to assist the roam.
Yeah, I
So
think so. I think the supports kind of have tabs on each other a little bit. You know, if the one's missing, the other
mhm.
one can't. Just call a dive like that. It maybe could have worked with a nice CC chain started off by Leona and ended by Coach Coma. But it didn't. That's not what happened. And I think we're starting to see the set take control of this matchup. I wish we could have seen how it worked. Wait a second. We have a full-on dive from Kaisa. She's under turret, going to
Oh
get
no.
Jaeger. She will trade 1-for-1. We have a red TP coming in. That's set. West Shimoni with a big tackle into a probably two-man stun. There's the one.
Oh
He's going to
no,
pull
this is
the
not looking good.
Pantheon back. And that is going to be McMaster's University taking control of the situation with a nice TP from set.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kled did not have TP there, so he couldn't respond. And after the Kai'Sa went down to tower, it just, looked hopeless for them as that TP started to come through.
Yeah, and it's hard to say if the 1-for-1 for the Kaisa is worth it. If we look at the wave and it's bouncing back to her, then it's probably fine at the end of the day.
I guess the main thing would be is what is the state of Aphelios right now in the meta? That's a champion I don't really see in solo queue or in flex games,
Hmm.
and I don't necessarily know if I've seen him in any of the amateur or pro play that I've watched. So is he kind of just out of the meta, or is this just a comfort pick for uh, Jaeger here?
No, I think he's returning to the meta. Remember, SKT played it. He's popping up in North American LCS here and there. It's a situational pick. I think you take it when you don't want to go Kaisa for Samira, and for whatever reason you don't want a lethality AD. You want your AD to be able to 1v9. Maybe your AD is a hard carry player, can't get their hands on Kaisa. You go ahead and take the Aphelios. In terms of their scaling, I think it's situational. It's really just up to the AD player on Aphelios versus Kaisa who can output more. Because when you talk about Aphelios, you have the Aphelioses that die because they're immobile and
Hmm.
don't do anything, and then you have the Aphelioses that 1v5 pentakill. It's really the situational
Yeah, I'm one
execution.
of the ones that just dies because I'm immobile. Tried that champion a few times, a little too much in that kit for me.
Yeah, same. I
Uh,
only play him when I get him in ARAM, and then I'm like, what am I even doing?
yeah, yeah, seriously.
But yeah, we see the wave did bounce back to Glacial Esports, so that's pretty good for Kaisa, although she's down about 15 CS to Aphelios, so that might shake out to be about even. We see Aphelios has completed Kraken, though, so he'll be the stronger AD on the map, and I wonder if they will look to get Drake number 2 here. It's spawning in 15 seconds.
I think her build path looks like she was setting up to get Q evolve as fast as possible. I could be wrong, but I think off of the items that she has right now, she has evolved her Q, which is a lot of DPS in singled out trades as
Hmm.
long as the missiles aren't targeting minions. So that could be good for her, and that is why I think she's not coming back with the Gale Force on this first back, as she's trying to rush that empowered Q.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, whenever you see like double pickaxe or
Yeah.
pickaxe double long, serrated Dirk, you can expect the Kaisa looking for that Q evolve. And here we go, set with the completed Bork here into the Eclipse. Kled, Eclipse. Interesting choice because Gore Drinker is still on the table for Kled.
Yeah, I
Um,
think he's going to have extreme difficulty contesting this lane with this set now that he has Bork.
yeah, Borkstad is really crazy.
Yeah.
You basically can't fight him as a melee champion unless you really outplay or have some tools to help him. We see Drake will now go over to Glacial Esports, so it's tied up 1-1. I didn't exactly see the setup, but it just looked like not much of a contest here from McMaster's University. They'll go
Yeah,
ahead and give that one.
I wonder if they had tabs on Lilia and they knew that it was free, so it seemed like it was just Pantheon and potentially Heimerdinger taking that dragon as Syndra and Lilia were coming back to lane. They're now making their
Look
way
at
up
that
towards this crab to contest crab, I think.
damage here. Justin E will force Kled into mini. Set will then drop the W. That matchup just looks brutal. If you walk into that stun range of Set, you're eating that Bork to the face, and that's what your HP bar is going to look like.
So this looks like maybe another kill for Set here. Getting Kled Flash.
Yeah,
We're scanning down towards bot lane. It looks like they're gonna have to give up a lot of damage on this tower. Leona is up in the top lane, so Kaisa just taking this back right here, not risking getting dove. Probably the right play, but
hmm
it may be bot tower for McMasters.
Yeah, because Leona is on the top side of the map, it's going to be bot turret going over as first turret of the game. But in exchange, it looks like McMaster's University are going to be eyeing up the Herald, which Pantheon appears to be.
I think he started it already.
Oh, and there's the Kled, or I'm sorry, the Set solo kill again on the Kled. They keep panning so late, we don't get
Yeah.
to see the fights. But we got a taste of what that matchup looks like. It's just Bork Set and your melee champion. If you're not respecting him, he will just slam you into the ground and kill you. And I think Pantheon with control of the Herald as well. So the price that Glacial pays for giving up that first tower is that they have Leona and they can now get Herald. So it's really the ball is in their court. What can they get with this Herald that's now on Pantheon? Probably a turret, right? Maybe that mid lane they can look to crack or something
I would
else.
say they look for the mid lane because the more lane Heimerdinger has to just set up turrets, can control and just be shoving waves in the mid lane. I'm surprised the matchup is not going more in the favor of McMaster's here because Syndra is a really good counter to Heimerdinger. You could pick up his turrets with W and then just toss him into the brush or out of the lane. It's harder for him to shove waves, but right now he's 2-0, about even in farm with this Syndra. So we'll see if she gets to a point where she could just shut him down by tossing turrets and one-shotting him. But Heimerdinger looking pretty strong right now. He does have Ludens.
Yeah, hit completing the mythic first. That's huge for the Heimerdinger, and try that in the 1v1 situation. Syndra is fine, but in the 2v2, when you have a Pantheon that visits much earlier than the Lilia, you can get ahead on the Heimerdinger and coast your way through the lane. It's all about the jungler in the mid lane matchup. It's just will they benefit from having the farm jungler Lilia? Is she gonna get up 60 farm? Is she gonna get 2 items before Pantheon and really impact the game with that sleep? That's the question.
She is now only 24 farm up on the Pantheon. So Pantheon kind of catching up as we're making our way into the mid game here. Gold is about even. It's 5 to 6 in kills and only about a 1.5k gold
Here
lead for
comes the Pantheon
McMaster.
ulti in the top lane. It's a 2v2 looking at McMaster's bot lane, but there's the power of the Thresh Lantern. But at least they get a teleport for it. I think you'll take that if you're a Pantheon
Yeah, I
here.
think Set thought that play was going to go further, but they get the Aphelios flash immediately, not risking his life to that Pantheon ulti.
There's a
Uh,
lantern from
oh, it was a
Thresh.
lantern. Okay, okay.
Yeah, and I see Thresh paired with. Wait a second, we have a blue TP now. That's Glacial Esports on the play here.
Yeah, this is going to be a
It's
brawl.
gonna be the Clay. Wait
Oh,
a
no.
second. See some hesitation here. Maybe some red members showing up.
This looks like a 4v4, potentially even a 5v5. We see Pantheon and Syndra kind of hanging out.
And Heimer has
Oh, Heimerdinger
TP.
is bot, but he does have TP.
He could show up if he wants to. It's all about this top lane here. As once the bot lanes rotate up into top lane, that becomes the most contentious lane apparently in this game. Because that bot lane first turret, the outer turret broke. It's a longer lane, so they're kind of just bouncing the waves back to each other, Glacial and McMasters. But because this top lane is the short lane, it's diveable. You have the bot laners in there with targets on their head. Both teams wanting to make plays up here. But now Drake spawning in 30, so the bot half of the map is going to be the focus there. The bot lane for McMasters needs to get out of top lane and get to the bottom of the map. An interrupt here would actually be pretty significant. That
Whoa,
is
that doesn't interrupt?
unfortunate. Well,
It was like the perfect timing for Thresh there for it to go through, even though it connected.
if he has a shield of any sort, like Bloodline can give you a shield, and then
So
shield
it's like
damage.
only if it takes damage to your
Yes,
HP, it cancels. Okay.
yes. But
That answers all the times that I hit someone with an auto or a Q or
but there's
something and they still
also
go back and I'm like, what the hell?
so we see a nice Herald drop mid lane into Drake for Glacial Esports with the setup. We see Set in the river, but he might have to give up the control because we see 4 Glacial members here. The Heimer is going to set up some turrets. The Leona is going to look for the initial pick. And it's really going to come down to execution here. The gold is about 400 difference. Lilia looking for a nice sleep. She's level 11 versus the level 10 Pantheon. So smite advantage to McMaster's University.
I think they just need to be careful about the Set ulti onto their team. As long as they're not all grouped up for a big set ulti, I think they have the setup here with the Leona and Heimerdinger. He's gonna probably drop empowered turret, and oh,
Yeah,
we
we see
see
the
some.
line of scrimmage. A nice scat of the week by the Syndra. The Leona will go in. Ulties the Aphelios. That's the target. We see Kaisa will ulti back onto the Aphelios as well. Now it's just an all-out
Set is
brawl.
just
The
unstoppable.
set punching down the enemy AD carry. Watch it, Chomp. He's running away low. But the Heimer or the Kled
Oh
in
my
mini
God, they're all
form.
so low.
The Lily is quite healthy. The red team here, McMaster's University, kiting into their own jungle, and it was the Pantheon that steps a bit too far,
Oh,
and
he was about to
Jaeger
get Skarner right there, or
crits
Skarl.
crits Kled as Skarl's on the way.
Yes.
You know Kled is going to be yelling at Skarl about that one.
Yeah, I think they bit off a little more than they could chew here in that play. Pantheon jumping in on top of them, 1v3. They were all really low, but maybe a little too aggressive on Pantheon.
Yeah,
But wow, what a play for McMaster. They are now up 5 kills and 2K gold, and they're picking up that dragon as well.
yeah, and it's gonna be Ocean Soul try, and you saw it first. It was the set doing a ton of work. He eventually it was the Leona ult landing on Aphelios really made that fight winnable for Glacial, but it was really the nice kiting. Aphelios could flash over that wall. We had so many sums were up for that fight, right?
Yeah.
And when all the sums are up, the Leona ult landing isn't necessarily gonna win you the fight. It really is about the tit for tat there, and McMaster's University coming out on top.
Kaisa maybe going to get picked here. She needs to be careful. Nice. Uses the
Nice
Gale Force to
juice.
dodge the hook.
Another TP. This is Heimerdinger on the flank. This looks
Whoa,
crazy. Here
Heimerdinger.
comes the bomb. He's going to drop it, drop some turrets.
Does he
Does he
have
have a
Zonias?
Zonia's? No, he doesn't. Now there's no more damage here. It's just a Leona with a Kaisa that is I'm not
Wow.
sure if that was the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. If he did have Zonias there and he dropped everything and then Zonias, maybe he had a chance there for his team to pick that up before going down. But man, really just, I don't know if he I
It
don't know
was
if he
his.
had vision of everybody that was there. Did he know he was TPing into a four-man group there?
It's coma. He had to know. It's his team's
You're
fault.
right. What am I criticizing him for? We did say we weren't going to
It's
criticize him at all.
it's literally actually coma. So I think his team just wasn't there fast enough.
Yeah. Team, what are you doing?
So we see McMaster's University taking down the mid outer turret for themselves. And it's Ocean Soul, like I was saying, and we see Set completing the Gourd Drinker. I really like Bork into Gourd Drinker because the idea is the Gourd Drinker keeps you alive to auto more with the Bork, right? Which will
Mhm.
heal you, and those two can work together really well. Not a build you often see, but it makes sense on the Set here, who's looking to take over this game despite the early game focus from Popang
Yeah,
Pantheon.
Set is just really big right now. It's going to be difficult to deal with him. 6-1. Is that he has Gore Drinker and Bloodthirster or
And Bork.
Blade of the Rune King now? It's going to be difficult to deal with him. He's going to do a lot of damage. He has so much sustainability with his W and with that Gore Drinker. It's going to be hard to touch him.
It is, I think it has to be based on his mistakes being punished by Heimerdinger and Kaisa, right? Those two champions can actually burst him down and deal with him, especially as we get in the later parts of the game. He won't be that tanky, even if he opts into some tank items now. He won't be like in the orange status. But we see both teams lining up. Baron is live, so it's topside focus for both teams as we see them
Yeah.
running
I,
through.
I think if I'm Glacial Esports here, I'm looking at Dragon. Dragon is up in a minute and 10 seconds. And Glacial Esports Comp, I think they really, really want to have control of the river
Mhm.
in around Dragon Pit before the fight starts and not to be kind of coming up on the Dragon play as it's already started. They want to have Heimerdinger turrets down in maybe the Pixel Brush or even in the pit, ready to be set up with the Leona all as threat to zone them off into their own jungle. But like the last fight we saw, when they're rolling up to Dragon as it's spawning and Lilia's already on it, they're in a really tough position to kind of get in there and do anything about it. In a big fight like this, you really do want those Heimerdinger turrets set up a little differently than what I was saying is like you could potentially make plays coming into a lane as Heimerdinger, but not here in this pit. You've
Not in the
got to have those
5v5.
turrets up for that damage.
Right,
Otherwise, you need them to kite into you. You need them to push into you.
right.
But if they're trying to take the dragon, that is very like less likely to happen.
Definitely. You see both teams fighting over mid control here. Mid control is the best way to get control of the river. If you push that mid wave and they have one or two members answer, that allows you to now walk in, and we see McMaster's University with control. And yeah, try. I think Heimerdinger lacks the space to really have turrets set up. See, he's kind of stuck in that bush. He can't walk
Yeah.
into the fog of war. And red team, that's McMaster's University with third Drake. But here's the Kaisa Leona ulti into the back line with the
Oh
Pantheon.
man, they just
It's an
don't
all
have the
out brawl.
damage.
Heimerdinger has gained some space here. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but it's Wedge to me
Oh,
on
the
the
fail
back line on
flash.
the set with a double kill. He could probably make that a triple.
This
The
set is unstoppable. Look at
Oh, the
this.
Kleb will shoot over the wall, and
Oh
that's
my
Jaeger
gosh.
again hitting him with the crit. It was a scattered fight. It went so quickly, but Drake and Team Fight win going over to McMaster's University, and
Man,
they will march straight to Baron.
that's exactly what I was talking about. So when they were kind of in the mid lane messing with, they were kind of contesting that scuttle crab in the topside river there. And I think during that minute countdown for Dragon, they should have been down in the bot river, clearing vision and setting up for Heimerdinger to be there so that when they all came in to look, when McMasters came in to look for that dragon, they were already set up. Exactly what happened was they were trying to show up again late as it's already going. They didn't have the setup or the damage. And now we just see Heimerdinger taking that plant, trying to stall out the Baron. It looks like maybe he did successfully stop the Baron play, but he does go down. And yeah, they're chasing him off. So
Yeah,
worthwhile play there. I thought maybe a misplay to go over that plant and give you life, but I did not pay close enough attention to death timers, and he was enough to stall out the Baron and cause the reset for McMaster.
yeah, definitely. Not too bad of a hero play from Coach Koma here. You really want to see Azanias on this guy though, because
Yeah.
he's been in so many situations where Azanias could actually threaten lethal on the people he's fighting. But without the Zanyas, he does a lot of damage. He will stop the Baron, but nothing more after that.
So
And
now it looks like he's picking up double rod. Is he going Rabadons?
Death Cab, yeah,
So
second.
that is a really weird path for me. I would have gone immediately into the Zonias from the Luden's Echo. Uh, it's like that is a huge key item on Heimerdinger.
Yeah, it's
It's
hard
weird
to
to see.
say. I never play Heimerdinger. I have no
Neither do
idea,
I, but
but
I mean, I feel like since season 3, that's just like what you do. Because when you set up and you drop that, you could drop your alted turret and then use Zonias, and now you have time to stall out a fight and do damage. If he goes down before, uh,
let's see how he manages this situation because Set is approaching here with the stun and a few autos in
no.
the tackle onto the Pantheon. Coach Koma drops super turret, runs away, but the Set W flash will take him out, and now he's looking at Pantheon here. Pantheon can shield some
Oh
damage, but
my
will he
gosh,
go
this
down? Wait a
Oh!
second, the shutdown by Pantheon, and now it's Glacial Esports on the play. There's no Thresh Lantern to save the Lilia. The Leona E will go wide. The Thresh Hook lands. He goes back on, but the
Oh, the
Kaisa ults
Kaisel.
back onto the Lilia. This is a
Oh,
crazy
they're not going to get it, but
3v2.
here comes Kled.
Here comes Scarl on the Kled Zemsta. Get a
Oh,
double kill and clean
man.
it up for Glacial
Oh, hold up
Esports.
here. Here comes. Oh, no.
Aphelios.
Aphelios. Oh, he misses the
He's looking for
ult.
the 1v4. He's not afraid, but the stun comes in and the
Oh,
follow-up damage is there.
man.
That's a shutdown on the Kled Zemsta.
So he goes for the blind ulti into the brush and doesn't pick up a kill when he could have gotten the Leona. And now we're seeing the replay on this Kled just coming in clutch, picking up 2 kills there. Kled now 5-5.
Yeah, Clegg getting himself back into this game because he also gets the shutdown here. He puts himself to 6-5. And when Aphelios is making this play, that's just not your
Man,
play as a marksman because you don't have vision in that brush. You
yeah.
don't know who you're hitting with your ulti.
And
And the Pantheon stun is all he has to do is
yeah,
click on you and you're dead.
man. And I don't know about you, but that replay we just set up there, shout out to our man in the cockpit, Larry.
A
Man, that was nice. Get those full screens going.
mm-hmm.
Wow. So that play, such a turn. When Pantheon got the kill on set, I thought for sure that Pantheon was dead.
Me
Did
too.
you? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
His Q, I believe, is execute damage, and it just
Yeah.
comes in so clutch. Set may be misusing his gore drink. I have no idea, but possibly. Comes down to the little things when it gets
Man,
that close.
that was the turn there. I think all the members of McMaster making their way to that fight and going down after Set did, they thought the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They thought Set was taking that there and we better be there. When Set died, now they're out of position and outnumbered, and Glacial Esports taking them down, trying to balance this game out a little more. It is 10-18, but the gold discrepancy is not that far, only a 2K gold lead
No.
from McMaster. So definitely do not count out Glacial Esports here.
Scatter of the week lands on Kaisa. The ulti will come in from the Syndra here, chunking the Kaisa out, which will give them some control until she can heal back up. It's all about the river here. Try Drake up in 13 seconds. And
And
Glacial,
again, they don't have control of this pit when they want to be.
they might as well rush the Baron here. If this, it looks like that's what they're gonna do.
Yep,
They're gonna go ahead and trade
like
Ocean
this.
Soul for Baron. So the play for McMasters is let Lilia solo this Drake and send everyone else to contest. Here it comes. What are they going to do? How do they open up? It's blue team.
Oh, that
That's Glacial. Will get Baron set with a big tackle into the back line. That's going to be the focus. He's doing a lot of damage here. He will take out Leona easily, but that is now Baron going over to Glacial Esports. And that
so
Ocean Drake is still on the map. I believe it will go to McMasters as a trade, but we'll have to see.
Pantheon ulti's out there as well. So I think that was the right play there. Leona gets locked down. She's getting taken down, and the rest of the members don't try to stay around and fight at all. They just leave. They keep that Baron on 4 members. Yeah, it looks like they might give up Dragon here, but the fact that all 4 of them lived, Leona's
Mhm.
up in 15, it might not necessarily be a free soul for McMaster.
And that's something you always got to consider when you're the Drake team is that what
So it does look like they are going to get it there without a contest. So we have Ocean Soul going over to McMaster, but don't count this game out at all because we've seen this happen already multiple
yeah.
times this season. The craziest turnarounds from teams who look like they're falling behind and just one play takes the game. It's insane.
Oh, it can definitely happen, especially when there's a Kaisa on the map who just completed her 3rd item, now has a bounty over her head. That's going to be a Gale Force into Collector. PD going to be doing a ton of damage. And Collector is an item that is very strong into Ocean Soul because of the nature of the execute set, a champion that wants to go down to 100 HP and then Gore Drinker. But if he gets executed by the Collector, that's not a possibility. So my eyes are now on Obs on Kaisa here to 1v9 the game as Kaisa is fit to do.
Yeah, I think they're in a position where he's kind of been stalling out the game. He's 1-3-5, but he's got 263 farm. He's a lot stronger than he looks off his score line. So they're going to need to be careful because this is the point in the game where I think Kaisa can just take off and not really leave them much to do. You know, I was thinking in that fight out
Wait a
off the Baron.
second. We
Oh, here we
have a
go.
face check here by KBB, and
Man.
that's Coach Coma putting him on the bench like he did Faker.
Are they going to get another here? They're going for the dive, and look at that HP bar. Kled, not even worried about this turret a
Syndra
little
cleanses,
bit.
scatters the weak. Kled goes down in a
No
mini, and
way.
it's Westchami on the set here. Oh, he's so
I
scary.
cannot
They have
believe
to
they
run
didn't-
away.
Yeah, they. Oh, he needs to watch out. Is this going to
Wait a
be
second.
asleep? Look at that burn
He's
damage.
feeling drowsy. Oh,
Oh,
he might take
no.
a nap here.
Oh, and here comes Set.
Set on
See
the
you later.
way. Will now tackle
Oh,
him,
and he
that's a
slam dunks
gut.
him into the minion wave for the free kill. Man. Okay, so now here's the thing. They don't have Set ult and they don't have Lilia ult, and they're pushing with Baron. So can they get any? Oh no,
It's
here
gonna be
comes
a
the
5v.
TP.
It's gonna be a 5v4. The set will engage.
Okay, let's see this
The
Kaisa.
stun
Keep your
goes
eyes on Kaisa
wide.
here.
The W will land. I'm watching Kaisa here. That might be her angle.
Oh,
She does
there it
go
is.
in, and we'll take out Jaeger with the Pantheon stun. That's exactly what you want to see if you're Glacial Esports. The thing is here, there are no neutrals on the map. There's nothing to go take for free here. It's all about the Baron push. The Baron is
Oh,
actually
no.
gone. Hook lands on Heimerdinger.
Oh
followed
no,
up
he's stunned. There goes
by
the
some
ulti.
Lilia damage and Venerated. We'll go ahead and drop that Heimerdinger. Yeah, Baron buff ran out, and Glacial was
They
very
need to be
far
careful
up
here.
in
They're
the
running him
lane.
down. Look how fast this Lilia is. They're in trouble. Let's see what Kaisa could do here.
Yeah,
Here comes the
Kaisa
TP.
opens up, dodges the hook, but can't dodge the scatter of the weak.
Oh no, this is looking like a fight for Glacial Esports.
Yeah, if Kaisa can open up here on the Lilia, who is forced to flash away, the hook will land on Pantheon. That's fine for now. He'll stun him right back.
Oh no.
It looks like Kaisa will take out Pantheon, but he has to flash
Kled
away
getting
now.
drowsied.
Oh,
Oh, and he
that's
was that close from
Kled.
getting Scarl back.
Slept again. Scarl, too many poisonous mushrooms. He's just taking naps on the rift here. What is going on? And that's another Kled kill. We see the fight here. So many flashes. That's Lilia flash. That's Thresh flash. We'll see in a half a
Oh,
second
here's that
here.
lag spike, but then it gets back into the action. Oh man, this was looking good for Glacial Esports. I didn't even see the set coming in.
Yeah, you know what we mistry was how Kled got himself in that 1v4 situation. It
He
might have been
TP'd in to help with the fight, and that's when Set came through from the mid lane, and I think it was unexpected for not only me but for them as well.
A Pantheon ulti will go in. It's gonna be a 5v5
But he
brawl,
gets
but he
deleted.
goes down immediately. Popang going down to Jaeger. on this Aphelios, reminding us how scary he can be when he is up and shooting.
Wow,
And
they
now,
really need to be careful there. So Pantheon going down for free. As soon as he lands in the ulti, he just gets absolutely demolished.
yeah, I wonder what the comms were on that play, who the target was, or the lack of information. Because wait a
Oh, and the
second,
drowsy.
that's a two-man sleep. That's gonna open up for Set, who gets a huge
Whoa!
stun into the double kill from Jaeger on the Aphelios.
Oh man. Okay, and we do have 40-second timers on Heimerdinger and Leona. This might be the end here. They're coming down into the base. They're definitely getting this in him, and they're all full HP,
It's
and
gonna
they're
be
ready to rumble. I think this is going to be the
It's
game.
gonna be game. I think it's a three-man defense. It's gonna be Kled, Kaisa, and Pantheon
It's
here.
not
What can
enough,
they
though.
do? They're gonna focus Sed first, who drops a
Oh,
big
man.
W. Kaisa is free firing. Can it be possible? But there's too
It's
much
not
damage
possible.
on her frontline members. She will
Oh,
drop,
man.
and
And
that
that,
is McMaster's University taking the first game and advancing to 1-0 in this series.
wow. What a performance from Mick Masters here. They really put the, oh, and we got a little PM here. We're just running it down. Oh, man. What a game. They definitely